Welcome back, ladies and worms. I know it's been a while, been really busy. Haven't had any time to really do any teardown videos. This came in a couple days ago. It's a 2000 4L80E. Obviously you can tell with the tag. And then the other issue is you'll see on the 97 and older, you'll have your two cooler lines here, none here, but 97 up, they added the rear cooler feed. You can see the boss is still there for the where it used to have the cooler feed there. The complaint was that it not that anything was really necessarily wrong. He said it was still driving fine, but I guess he went to change the fluid. The fluid looked all, he said, like motor oil. I looked a little bit through the fill tube hole. It didn't look terrible, but then again, you never know till you get the pan off of it. But saying that it ran fine, odd. Usually, I won't see him till there's an actual problem, like a drivability issue. He's probably trying to get ahead of that, which is good. Hopefully, there's no hard part damage or anything like that. Hopefully we don't see a forward drum burned up, on the rear of the drum, or the direct drum, also common, intermediate. It's kind of, those clutch packs are real common on these to blow up. It looks like it's an OE harness. I don't know if anyone has been into it. He didn't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it and see what we got going on. I'm gonna just grab the pump bolts out of here first. That way I don't have to deal with it after I get the valve body off. Yeah, I mean the fluid don't look terrible. I mean, it's dark. It's still got a little, reddish to it. It's to brownish almost. It's not black. I'm used to seeing them where they're just totally destroyed and just black on these things. But it doesn't look too terrible just from looking at the pan. I can find my right socket here. Thought I had all my stuff set up. I don't see my other impact. Let me take a little gander for it over here. I don't see it over here either. Yeah, anyway, it don't matter. I just don't like using the chromes on them, that's all. Yeah. Chrome it is. And these are such new sockets, which is good. The bolt sticks in it, but then again, not good. I'm trying to be expedient. And I got the camera up above my head. Everybody complained about the head mount. I'm just doing it solo, so I don't have anybody to hold the camera for me. Let's see. Yeah, I mean the pan maybe some water from him having it sitting outside with the bubbles and stuff. I mean the magnet, about normal, nothing really bad there, just doing what it's supposed to do. Don't see any big chunks in the pan, which is good. Filter not flowing all that good. A lot of fluid in it, but it's not really coming out. The filter clogged a little bit on it. But the fluid doesn't look hateful. That's for sure. Turn that off. All right. Let's get the harness out of here. Boop. Come on. The harness is still soft, nothing breaking, so it didn't get too terribly hot, if it did get hot at all. Get our little rear lube tube out of the way. Bolts are a little kind of loose. Came off real easy. I mean, granted, I'm using a gun, but I can just tell by how loose they are. I bet, watch, I'll check the torque on it. I mean, they feel pretty loose. I think book's like 8 foot-pounds. I have to look, but I think it's 8. I always, yeah, it's like not even. Okay, here we go. It didn't even register. Yeah, so it didn't even register again. So the bolts are loose on the valve body. Maybe someone has been into it. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't care so much. To me, I'm rebuilding it regardless. So ooh, the accumulator spring up in the band, kick down the band, and do that. Gaskets look intact. Let's check the accumulators. Yeah, real loose. Yeah, let's just check them. They're the same as the valve body. Let's see if it gives me any reading. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Doesn't even register on the torque wrench. So they're like barely past hand tight. Plastic accumulators, normal, not burnt to a crispy critter. You know, sometimes people will do the delete. I mean, it's just a factory build, so it's not any type of a delete. And the plate looks like it's in decent shape. Yeah, I'm gonna put a Transgo shift kit in it regardless. I mean, a little beat up around the plate, nothing. You know, it's not like the 4L60E. I mean, it's not too bad, but there's a little deformity to some of the check ball seats, but nothing crazy. But again, like I said, it's gonna get a Transgo plate because it's gonna come in the HD2 kit that I use. Maybe it'll be like a nice build for a change where it's not total destruction. It's kind of just like a, you know, master kit, new lip seals, things like that. Kind of like a refresh, but with putting new plates in it. And then adding a shift kit. I'm trying not to get in the way of the camera. It's just like right here, like my head's like right in the way. So apologies if it gets in the way. Yeah, I mean, even the servo, usually this is a collection point for goo. I mean, there is some, but nothing to be like destructive where it won't be functioning. Accumulator looks fine, spring's still intact. Bores feel nice. Get the check balls out of here. Excuse me. Go and get our center support bolt loose while I got it here. Get our fourth clutch case bolt out. Get our electrical harness out of the way. Nasty. Run some of this fluid out. I mean, so far, I like what I'm seeing. I don't see nothing, you know, no chunks of metal and crap like that. Let's try and get some of this oil out of here. Glove already took a dump. I swear, man, I can't get them Raven gloves. I keep go to get them and they're always out. I'm stuck getting the cheap ones and they just aren't as good. Get our lock-up O-ring out of here. Sometimes you can get the pump out without getting the puller, but like that. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll break down each piece as we go. These are notorious also for pump wear. Kind of like a 400. These things will almost eat themselves till they fail. So I mean, it's great because it's a pretty stout unit. Get some brake clean. Gotta look at it real close. Check the gears. That's where you'll see the wear is on the gear, and there's none. The gear's nice. Like you'll see it start to wear on here where it gets all ground up. Or you'll get a sharp edge on the crescent here. It needs a bushing. Pump bushings hurt pretty bad. I don't know how well. I mean, you know, it's not terrible, but it's might have been even a little leak there. But the pump body's in good shape. The stator feels nice. The tube looks good. At least the splines do. Needs a new bushing. Gets all new bushings regardless. Ringland surface looks good. Pump looks nice to me. I wish they all looked that good. Just some bushings. We'll be good on that. Alright. Your overrun, clutches, and then your overdrive planet, overdrive sprag, torsion bearing. It's got a little snap ring holding this shaft in here. Oop. They love to wear here wherever the shaft contacts any bushings, they're known for that. Looks nice. Input shaft looks good. Drum itself, where it meets the pump, shiny, needs a bushing. Need to clean up the journal there. Not really worn out, but a little wear. Big style sprag. It is a 2000 because that's what everybody wants to go with when they're doing LS swaps. I'd show you the other style. I don't have any sitting around. The Planet, Overdrive Planet, feels nice. I always put a new sprag in it. All the sprags get replaced when I'm building the unit. Bushing looks decent, but it gets a new one again. Plates look, they're cherry. I mean, I can still read the Borg Warner print on it. Let's see, get a little light on it. Get your engine brake. Steels have a little bit of wear on them. It's going to get new frictions and steels regardless of how they look. And you got a little overheating on that one on the bottom. But no, it's still cherry though. They look great. And we got the fourth clutch. Feels good as far as the gap. And I'm not going to break down all the pistons into that and all that stuff, like take that apart. Again, I can see the print. Very minimal heating, minimal. I mean, you could get away with, this would be like a patch guy's dream because so far, technically really wouldn't even have to replace those, but they would probably be fine to run. But, when you want it rebuilt, you're going to get it rebuilt. Piston's still intact. It hasn't overextended. Obviously, we would have seen burnt plates if it was. Forward drum. This is where I'll see the wear on these the most, is in here. And yeah, it's hurt. So the forward plates will be probably a little hurt. I'll get it all emptied out here and I'll show you. It's where this shaft meets into here, which is very common for these. The shaft's fine. The drum's not. Let me get the plates out of it and I'll show you. You see that a lot on these. I mean, they're not burnt, so I mean, it was holding pressure. But it wasn't going to be too terribly long until they really started giving in because of the pressure loss. Are they warped a little bit? No, they're not warped. So you got your wave, you got a steel. I mean, not bad. Definitely discolored. Slipping a little. Not much, but the drum is definitely hurt. Let's check the hub. Oop, get out of the way of the camera. Actually, I need to open the door, get more light in here. Well, the hub looks good. Hub pressure plate looks fine. It's in here down in the drum. hopefully it'll focus, but if you see the ring grooves, how it's all chewed up inside of there, you can see it a little bit better, maybe. But it's where the shaft comes in. There's a huge groove. You can sleeve these. You can machine that out and put a sleeve in to fix this, but I just get a new drum. And then, you know, my old drum, I'm sure they put a sleeve in it and resell it at a later date, I'm sure. Get our direct drum out of here. Feels good. Sometimes you'll see the wear down inside here off the center support, but it feels good. Oh, gap is nice, so the plate shouldn't be hurt really. Just different thickness plates. You got thicker steels in direct. Same frictions, different steel. Yeah, a little more wear, some hot spotting on that. Direct takes kind of the brunt of the abuse, and intermediate, depending on how much you're hot rodding on it and getting on it and stuff. So yeah, I mean, a little bit of wear, nothing too crazy for direct. Let's see. Get your spiral lock off here. Race is nice. It's a 34 element sprag, which is good. They all have that in there. Well, I don't want to say all, but 90% of them. Trying to get the bottom cap off of here. Kind of get a little lip holding it on. You know, like I said, I'll put new sprags in it regardless. I mean, yeah, this one is kind of expensive. It's like, I think, what is it, 50, 60, maybe up to 80 bucks for that one. But, you know, it's getting rebuilt. It's going to get new sprags, new bushings, new molded pistons in both the drums. New solenoids, new harness. I mean, so far, Cherry, really, not too bad. Just a forward drum that's kind of preparing to expire. Kick down band, coast band, whatever you want to call it. Get my other hook tool. It's a little easier. This thing, getting these snap rings out, especially the curved one next. And we get intermediate coming now. You got your wavy plate, your bottom steel. You should have 4 frictions and 4 steels. Plenty of hot spots on it. Again, I kind of expect to see that intermediate. They're always set up so damn loose from the factory. I run like a 40 thousandths gap on it. These are hurt pretty good. Definitely overheated. Not flaking off yet. Not really missing much material. Starting to shed, but not hateful. Definitely worn. We got the center support. Oh, of course. And see, it just allows, this tool's great because it allows you to get behind it and then pull on it. It won't work on the 6L80s, but for these and all the other ones, it works pretty good. Like to keep it all together, make sure it's correctly stacked. Which it was. It's got the races correct, the bearing, the washer. Yeah, just again, just little minimal bushing wear. The tube looks nice, the sun gear tube. It just needs some bushings. The actual center support itself, you gotta check real close on this area. Make sure you don't feel anything past the rings. Feels nice and smooth. Bushing looks, a little weird spot, but cherry bushing, gets a new one regardless. You can see where it's kind of over traveling when it's been applying. That return spring cover is kind of bent. So if I grab my curve tips, those usually get this better. Where's my black ones at? These are the better one. Yeah, it's a little dished. I don't know how, I can't see the camera, so, but it is kind of a little waved. I'll end up replacing this as well, or I'll end up getting an aftermarket piece, taking the springs off, and it's a thicker piece of metal that doesn't warp quite as easy. Piston looks all right. Surfaces feel good. And there's really not much left besides the rear carrier assembly. Get your spacer below the center support. Little spacer ring. The rear band. Rear band looks decent, slight wear. Right in where there are clamps. Most of the time you'll see the wear like from here to here, right where it clamps. Slight wear there. Still see the numbers on it. Well, not now, but a lot of meat left on it, but a little bit of light wear at the first tang there. That's the front planet. Sprag again. Definitely gets replaced. That's correct. Because if you ever get into one and you see where you see that, where the chamfer's up, it's been put in wrong. Chamfer always goes down. Just gotta check the gears. Gears feel good. Surface for the band looks cherry. Bushing looks all right, but it's getting a new one. It's your rear adjustable shim, setting your rear end play. Washer, worn out, needs a new one. Gets one. It'll drop on you, so when you take it off of there. Just in the off chance that someone's been into it, I want to make sure. Yep, that's correct. Should have a shim under here, and it does. And the fluid's sticking it. Almost had it. Got another shim on the back side. Sometimes you can get the fluid to break with the brake clean. Well, I'm not having no luck with that. There we go. Got our shim, got our bearing. Got our other shim on the back side. Oh, almost got me. God damn. Your other bearing looks good. Bushing looks nice, but it gets a new one. Output shaft is good. Intermediate output looks good. The ring gear looks nice. The bushing surface just needs cleaned up. Your rear carrier. These are a little harder to check just because of how it's made. You can't get your fingers on both sides of the gear, because I'm just checking for any wobble on it. There's none. Minimal up and down, which is what you want, and no side wobble, also what you want. I mean, the case looks good. The rear planet's nice. It won't be too bad of a build. About time I had a decent clean one come in here and it wasn't total destruction. So I mean, basically it's going to be a basic build along with the sprags, electronics, the harness, then the forward drum will need changed, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the case looks cherry. A little bit of blowout from the check balls. Everybody freaks out about that, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong there. You know, it's really nice. You know, just a custom stack up for your intermediates, but that's kind of included in the build anyway, so. But yeah, not too bad of a unit, really. He kind of lucked out. I mean, he got it here before this caused any more damage, because the front ring is real bad. The secondary ring isn't as bad. So it was probably building enough pressure in this pocket to keep forward going, and hadn't destroyed it yet. So, not too bad, man. But I appreciate it, everybody, and I gotta get it priced out and send the quote to the customer and let them know where we're at. Thanks for watching, everybody.